Over the weekend, a full-on freaking torrent of discussion and conjecture about the SPT situation hit the internet. Was it dying? Was it being moved? Are the developers abandoning the project? Discord servers and Twitter accounts rushed into the conversation like they often do, and it felt like watching a huge scandal unfold on the news or something. Let's go over the long and short of it with developer Rai the Raichu, who posted all the context in a Twitter thread while battling misinformation. It covers everything you need to know as a typical user. When Escape from Tarkov released version 1.0, it included something called IL2CPP, which is some Unity backend that was entirely unfamiliar to Team SPT. It made the process of creating and implementing mods way more difficult, and they decided it wasn't worth dealing with. As a result, they decided that SPT 4.1 would be their final official release. Fast forward to last week, when Battlestate Games sent that legal notice to the SPT website holder. There was initial panic amongst the team, and some began to prepare for the worst, but all agreed to discuss their options when next they were available to do so. At that point, the legal notice and frantic internal messages were leaked, and the community started to blow up. The SPT Pub Discord server took the brunt of the public response, and individual team members started receiving hostile communications directly. This prompted Team SPT to make a hasty response before having an opportunity to discuss the crisis as a group. It was vague and a bit bleak, but the resulting calm gave them time to assemble and talk it out. As the hours went by, misinformation about this fiasco started spreading online. The most common take was that SPT was being taken down by claims to copyright, with orders to cease and desist, or that the developers were shutting it down in response. This is when Rai took to Twitter to engage misleading posts, which is how we know what we know. Team SPT deliberated options for their website. The owner, having been the chief recipient of the legal notice, did not want to carry on with the project, which also included their own critical infrastructure. Most of the community was already unaware that version 4.1 was slated to be the last, so seeing it release in the midst of this fiasco was a very confusing, unfortunate coincidence. So yes, the core development team had already decided to end their official work on the project after the release of version 4.1, when Battlestate Games' legal notice came through and everything sort of spiraled. It was announced that the Forge will shut down on the 10th of this month, but the SPT Pub Discord server will still be open, with no plans to close it. Hopefully that clears everything up for most of you. I know it's been one hell of a ride these past few days. And while I don't think I can go into if or how SPT will carry on beyond this, I can tell you that this is not the end, and that comes from several prominent members of the community. It would have been so easy to spin a catastrophe with this and capitalize on the clickbait, but it really isn't that bad. It's no more the end of SPT than it would have been without intervention from Battlestate Games this year. That said, there has already been some impact on mod development as individual creators opt out of updating their projects, which was always likely to happen. There's a lot of work that needs to be done whenever a new full version of SPT comes out, and it can be daunting in the best of times, let alone during a massive government scandal. I have, however, seen a lot of progress from many developers, so it's very, very far from a total loss here. Things are still very much in motion. So yeah, that's where we are with all this. I thought I might have to end this with a somber farewell to SPT, but as it happens, I don't have to. Don't worry about it too much. Go check out the community discussions to find out what your next step should be if indeed you do actually need to do something still. I always told you to make backups of your favorite configurations in previous videos, so most of you should be fine. As for me, I'm gonna go play the objectively best version, based version 3.9.8, with Realism Mod, the Pokemon cards, and the RC drone. We send our thanks, as always, to Team SPT and the many mod developers who have given us years of unending fun. And thank you for watching.